Hello and welcome to our monthly energy update. If you've never been with us before, my name is Corey Davidson, and I'll be doing the intuitive astrology and pulling a card. And I am here with Peyton, who does the Pleiades messages, and Yaila, who will be doing the collective energy reading. And so we do these every month, and we hope that you enjoy. This is for March 2025. So, who would like to go first? Peyton, let's hear from the Pleiades. Let's start it off with the Pleiades.
Thank you so much, Corey. It's always so much fun to get together with you guys. And I can't believe it is already March. Holy cow. So, as you all know, I'm Peyton and I channel the Pleiadians. So, I'm going to bring you a little March message from our Pleiadian friends. And so, when I checked in with the P's about the energies, and y'all can probably already feel them, the first thing they wanted us to know about the March energies is that they are going to be super fast. They said we are going to be hit with massive planetary energies. So in particular, they said we can expect to see a lot of energy from the sun. So if you are one of the lucky folks like me who are super sensitive to planetary energies, buckle up, Buttercup, because they are going to be rolling in March. So we're looking at some very, very fast, very strong energies. So what the P's always encourage us to do, especially if you're someone who can feel a little beat up in the physical body when the planetary energies get intense, it always helps to stay in your heart. So the P's are always telling us. Now, something else they said is going to go along with these energies, and that is something that a lot of us have been noticing recently and are going to be noticing, is that our higher selves are going to be kind of pulling us to isolate a bit. So you may be noticing that you're getting pulled just to kind of stay in the house more than usual, to pull back from being out in 3D a lot. This is something that's happening to a lot of people. And the reason for this is really just to protect our vibration. So a lot of our higher selves are pulling us to step back from the kind of craziness, the chaos in the mainstream world to protect our vibration. So especially if you are a transmuter of energy, if you are a grid worker or an anchor, you may be noticing that you feel very strongly pulled to just stay to yourself a little bit more. Get out of the craziness of the world. As the P's have been saying, being out in the 3D energies doesn't serve you anymore. It's just going to lower your frequency. So a lot of us are going to be noticed that we're being pulled to go a little bit into hermit mode. So the P's just wanted to kind of give us a little bit of energetic context as to what that was all about. Now, the other thing that the P's wanted to have a little chat with us about is something that they're seeing as they read the energy of our awakened community. And that is that they see that so many of us are extremely frustrated, that we are impatient, we are tired of waiting, we are frustrated, we are just feeling over it. And so what the P's wanted to talk to us a little bit about today was to remind us of the importance of making peace with the present. They said that if we find ourselves in this mode where we are just kind of hating life on Earth, or wishing we could go home if you're a starseed, wanting to be done with the whole 3D circus, it's very easy to kind of find yourself slipping into judgment, into kind of hating the world at large, being done with it. But what happens if we are kind of pushing against where we are and the present that we find ourselves in? What happens is we're in a lot of judgment. And when we are judging something, resisting it, pushing against it, what happens energetically? We glue ourselves to it. That's kind of just what happens. So the P's are encouraging us in March as things kind of continue to spin out in the denser timelines to find a way to make ourselves at peace with where we are. Doesn't mean you have to love what's happening in the world. You don't have to look out at some of the 3D drama, don't have to approve it or, spend a lot of time following it. But it's really important for us to make peace with it, find a way to be neutral with it, because if we are judging it, if we are trying to get away from it, escape from it, we tend to stay where we are. And in 2025, according to the Ps, there are going to be several opportunities for us to make major jumps. And the Ps will tell us more about those doorways in the future, but they don't want us to miss out on these opportunities because we're resisting where we are. So it's good for all of us to just kind of check in and see, how are we feeling about life in general? That will give you that answer as to whether you are pushing against and rejecting where you are now. And if you are, it's a good idea to find a way to get a little more neutral about it so that you don't put the emergency brake on your consciousness. Now, there's one other thing that kind of goes along with this conversation that the Ps wanted to reiterate to us. This is something they've chatted with us about over the years, is the importance right now of us processing our fear. Because a lot of people, as we look around at what's happening in the world, have gotten into a lot of fear and anger. But what the Ps wanted us to remember is that fear blocks our ascension. As they have told us many times over the years, you cannot move into fifth dimensional energies if you are holding fear in your field. So again, they're encouraging us to just look at where in your life are you holding on to fear? Is it the news stories that you're seeing? Is it some of these things, this craziness we're seeing in the world around us? Is what is going on putting you in fear? Because if it is, and a lot of us, this is just where we are right now, there's a lot of craziness going on. And so if you are noticing that the news stories, what's happening in the world is creating a lot of fear in you, that's the universe showing you where you still have work to do. And it's very important for us right now to process that energy. And what that means is to neutralize it. And the way we do that is through a process called integration. And that is when we move the energy through our body in a particular way, which actually breaks down the frequency of that negative energy. So I have lots of videos on that on my Pleiadian POV videos if you need some help with it. But one thing the Ps are strongly encouraging us to do in March is process any fear energy we're still holding on to. Because again, we can't ascend, we can't move into fifth dimensional energies if we're holding a lot of fear energy. So this is something that they have been getting more and more kind of adamant about as they have talked to us as our ascension process kind of advances, is to really encourage us to complete this work, to start to really neutralize this fear energy so that we can take advantage of some of the energetic opportunities that are going to be coming up for us in the next couple of months. Again, we don't want to miss out on it. So that is what the Ps had for us for the March energies. Yaila, what are you getting for the collective?
Thank you, Peyton. I always love to hear the messages from the Ps that you channel. And thank you, ladies. Of course, always love to see you. And thank you all for joining us. If you have seen our videos before, you know that I tap into the collective energy live as we record. And if this is your first time watching this, then I will have my eyes closed from time to time because I can just see the energy a little bit better through my third eye. So let me just tap into your energy super fast. And I always like to ask for a blessing for those of you tuning in. Creator of all that is, please bring forth the information and any healing energy for your highest and best good. Please guide me with clarity and accuracy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I am seeing a really deep purple for the collective. So let me just ask what that one is. And it's almost like an indigo purple. So when I am asking what this indigo purple is representing for you, some of it is, when I say the color purple, it's kind of like the intuitive download. So it's you connecting to your higher guidance, you connecting to your spirit guides that you work with, your ancestors, God, source, creator of the universe. But it's that higher wisdom that we all have access to. And so some of that purple energy is coming in as represented by that energy. And some of that deeper color too is, the word I'm hearing is a little bit of chaos and learning discernment of what's truly coming from your higher guidance and what's coming through from kind of outside influence or even past traumas and things like that. You know, Peyton mentioned fear. Some of that fear can stir up some of that chaos. So that's kind of the overall energy that I'm seeing for the collective. So I always like to ask, what is helpful for you to know for the month of March 2025? So what's helpful to know for you, the collective? I'm really seeing this energy, and they're showing me someone taking like step by step by step. So taking it one thing at a time, because as you're getting this discernment, as this higher guidance is coming in, and as you're learning to sift and cipher through all the information and kind of what's being shown up for you, you're also in a place of wanting to take right aligned steps. And so when you are in that energy, it's, yes, you might be looking at the big picture, grand scheme of things where you want to be long term, but you don't want to misstep and try to go too fast or too far, because what can happen is you can actually trip up and fall backwards, and then it's going to take you longer to get to where you want to be. So you want to make sure you're doing the next right aligned step by step by step, because you'll actually get there a lot more quickly, and you'll actually do it in a way that you are consciously wanting to get there, because the universe will always align you to your highest and best path. Sometimes if we were trying to go too fast or sidestep or skip over parts of the process, we tend to have a harder time getting to where we want to go. So if you want to have an easier flow step by step, learn to have some patience and really make sure the next aligned step that you're taking is a step that you actually want to take and you feel safe taking, and you'll know the difference. So that is something to think about for the month of March. So I always like to ask, what to watch out for, what's something to watch out for the month of March. So helpful to know, take it step by step, slow, what to watch out for you, the collective. Something to watch out for on the flip side of that is what they're showing me is freeze. So it's kind of like when your body is in fight, flight, or freeze, those cortisol levels. I'm actually seeing a lot of high cortisol levels for many people, especially when, life, we're trying to manage and balance a lot of different things. And if you're always go, 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 and using coffee or stimulants or some type of things just to kind of maintain a baseline of energy to get all the things done, what can happen is our cortisol levels are super high. We're sleeping, where our sleep is not as deep and restorative. And so we can actually get into this freeze mode where we have this analysis paralysis. So we're questioning what step to make. So something to watch out for is, how are you managing your energy levels? Are you supplying and fueling your body with helpful things where you have that sustained true energy? Or are you trying to mask it with synthetic versions of just being able to like go, 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 go? Because what I'm seeing is they're literally showing me like you're in freeze mode of when something comes in and you're trying to wait for that inner guidance, that higher guidance, that discernment to come in. You almost have this analysis paralysis. So you're not sure, I know I need to take a step and I know I need to do something, but how do I do it? What do I do? I don't even know. And you just kind of freeze. And then that, of course, will delay you too. So really be mindful about how you are protecting your sleep, how you're fueling your body. And, if you need caffeine, just watch how much caffeine you are taking right now, especially if your sleep quality is trying to get back on track. So that's something to watch out for the month of March, because it feels like it's going to be a full busy month with a lot of tasks and things on your plate and things to handle and things to maneuver. And, even if you are staying more at home or maybe you have to be out in the world, just know that your self-care is very, very high priority for this month. Let me see what else is helpful for you to know as the collective for the month of March 2025. You're stepping into a time of abundance on all levels. So abundance of your love, abundance of your heart expansion, abundance of your safety, security, your financial ideals as far as how you can grow and expand your life in abundant ways in all areas of your life. So we are stepping into this type of energy and frequency. It may not show up in the physical world right away in March, but you are stepping into that way of being. And they're showing me the step by step by step. So other helpful information for the month of March is just know you're stepping into abundance and getting clarity on what would that look like for you. If you felt abundant in all areas of your life, friends, family, your health, your love life, your career, your finances, anything else you want to add to that, what would that look like if you felt you were in alignment in all of those? None of us are perfect. You're never gonna hit the end all be all every single day, all day long, every single time. But if you did have an ideal thing to work towards, what would that feel like? What would that look like? And they are saying to dream big. So this is a month to really not play small, really have confidence and faith that you are stepping into this abundance. It's already available for you. You can take the right, correct step by step along the way, but you really want to make sure where you're going is actually, or where you're heading is actually where you want to be going. So that is, as you're taking your steps, as you're taking care of your body, trusting that what you want to create is already there for you. You got this, but you also, need to have faith and trust that you can get there and dream big. Stop playing so small. You're ready for more. And we're all ready for more. We're ready. We're all kind of up leveling as a collective. So that is what I have for the month of March. Miss Corey, what do you have in the astrology report?
Oh, thank you, ladies. Oh, I just love you both so much. Well, I just love doing the astrology because it just ties everything in to what the ladies were talking about. Here is the astrology for March 2025. So it's eclipse season, and we already started feeling it in February. I'm sure you already have. And yes, the energies are going to be fast. They're going to be big. They're going to be intense. They're going to be emotional. And this is why. The first half of March is going to be in Pisces season, which is a water sign. We have a lot of energies in Pisces. We have the North Node, which changed in January. So we have that whole new collective energy. So Pisces is a water sign, emotions, illusions, dreams, escapism, especially escapism from reality, compassion. Pisces is also the collective. And the second half is going to be Aries season, which is the warrior, the self, the fire under your butt that gets you moving. So something new can emerge. And it's also the start of a new astrology year. We are also going to have the spring equinox. Okay, so we have big, big, big energies. We haven't really seen these energies since probably March of 2020. Similar. All right, so Pisces really is it's that 12th house, and it represents the ending of a cycle. We're ending so many cycles, and we're starting new cycles, which is that Aries. Aries is always the start of a new cycle. Pisces is the end. So this month we're going to have a lot of endings, clearings, and a lot of new starts, new energy, which is fire energy, which is big. Okay, so we also have a lot of retrograde planets. 2025 is almost, well, I think we only have 24, 28 days of all the planets going direct. So it's a reflective year, which is not a bad thing, actually. So on the 1st, we have Venus, which is the heart, right? Going retrograde in Aries. Okay. So it's a time to revisit these energies that we're going to see for this Venus retrograde. You might want to take a look at February, March of 2017. What were you doing? You know, what were those energies? This is connected to that. Okay, lovers from the past might come in. Venus, that love, right? The heart. But it's really a time to reflect on, you know, what do you love? What do you value? Reviewing finances. Aries is a very impulsive, because it's fire, very impulsive sign. So this month, like the piece we're talking about, we're going to have a lot of fear. Don't jump to do anything. March is the month to use the power of the pause, because we have so much Aries energy also coming in. So being impulsive about love, you know, like, oh, you know, I think I'll go fly across the world to go see this guy that I've been talking to or gal that I've been talking to for a month. Probably not a good idea. Power of the pause. Pause before you act. Mercury also goes into Aries on the 3rd. So Mercury is the mind. Think, think, think. Aries rules the head. Okay. So yes, agitation. We are going to see, if you haven't seen it already or felt it, agitation in the world, in the collective. Pause. Before you open your mouth, ask yourself, is it the loving thing to say for all concerned? Before you act on anything, is it the loving thing to do for all concerned? That's the power of that pause. And it's also, we're going to be asking ourselves, or it's a good thing to ask ourselves, how are we talking to ourselves? March is a month of a lot of being inwards, like the piece we're talking about, you know, going inwards, clearing a lot of emotional things, because we have a lot of planets in water, and our north node in Pisces is in water. All right. So talk nicely to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Then we have, you know what? We have a full moon lunar eclipse on the 13th. And that's going to be in Virgo. So what does Virgo rule? You know, Virgo is, you know, being critical of the self, of others, but it's also going to be with the south node in Virgo, which is what we're clearing, what we're clearing, what we're clearing. So it's a full moon clear. It's going to be big emotional clearing time. The energy is there to do it. But on the collective, I think we're going to see a lot of fast development, you know, fast, because March is going to be so fast paced. We'll see fast developments regarding health, that's Virgo, routine, Virgo, you know, work in particular, you know, the service industry, and service, which is Virgo, also rules the military. So, like the piece we're saying, that fear, it's not going to serve us. Pause. Pisces also rules the illusion. So, like Yaela was saying, you know, use your discernment. Is this real? So if we react quickly, impulsively, that Aries fire energy, it won't serve us. Pause. and ask yourself, okay, wait a second, is this true? Is this not true? You know, that'll be really important. Then on the 15th, we have that lovely Mercury's going to go retrograde. And it's going to go retrograde in Aries until April 12th. So Mercury the mind, Aries, again, reviewing who we are. Where are we going? Our goals, because that Aries is the executor, gets us moving. Power of the pause. I'm going to say it again. Pause. Do not be impulsive. Aries is a very impulsive sign. So Mercury is that travel, airlines. I've seen a lot of plane crashes, in the world. So traveling, communication, goals, so Mercury retrograde is going to be very strong. And then, of course, on the 20th, we have the sun is going to move into Aries, and we have the spring equinox. Okay, so happy astrological year. Aries is the new year in astrology because it's the first zodiac sign, and it's where we start the cycles. So use this opportunity to think about the new things that you want to create, to be in that creation. Action, not so much, but Aries is a very action-orientated sign. Venus is going to go retrograde on the 27th. It's retrograding in Aries, but it's going to go back to Pisces, which is actually really nice. Pisces and all the planets that we have in Pisces is our intuition, to be spiritually focused, go inward. So Venus crossing over into Pisces, that retrograde, is going to give us a little bit of relief. It's easier to go inward, all right, and embrace our higher selves, as the ladies were talking about. We have a new moon in new moon solar eclipse in Aries. There's that Aries again, right? The good thing about that is it is jolting us out of stagnant energy. It's activating new energy. But if it's surrounding fear, watch your fear. Everywhere you have fear, clear it, clear it, clear it. Emotional fear, emotional fear. Okay? Clear, clear, clear. And then last but not least, on the 30th, the planet Neptune, which rules Pisces, it's been in Pisces for a really long time. I think that cycle is 162.5 years. It's going to move into Aries. So it's a generational planet because it takes so long to get around the sun, and it's moving into Aries. So it's the end of an old era and moving us into a new era. So we have a lot of endings and beginnings, a lot of clearing, and a lot of new beginnings. Watch your health. Stay grounded. This is the best time to ground, 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 ground. We do not have a lot of earth element in March. The eclipses are very strong. It's going to go very fast. Pause. Go inward. And you might feel like you want to just go inward, isolate a little bit. And that's okay too. It's not a time to impulsively act on anything, but to review what's going on inside and emotionally or anything that no longer serves you, because we're ending that cycle. Do the clearing, heal it. So that's what I've got for March. I'm going to pull one card, just pulling it off the top, a crystal from the Crystal Intentions Oracle deck. Ooh. See, I do this every time. It's amethyst. Pay attention to my intuition and dreams. Pisces rules dreams, intuition. I easily interpret their messages. So amethyst is going to be very helpful for March. Very helpful. Develop your intuition, which we've been talking about for, I don't know how long, ladies? Long time. Use your psychic gift. As I'll say, as if you've been watching us for a while, there will come a day you will not be able to trust what you see, nor trust what you hear. But it is your intuition, your psychic gifts, that will get you through these days. We're here. So use your psychic gift, increase dream recall, and the interpretation of symbols in all areas of life. Transform and transmute negativity. So get yourself some amethyst, put it by your bed, put it in your pocket, hold on to it. It will help support us during the month of March. Make that up. I love it. I love it. So that's what I've got. Be good to yourself, power the pause, clear the emotional, all the emotional stuff that's going on. Endings, new beginnings. And buckle up, Buttercup. All right. Anything else that you'd like to add, ladies? No? Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate all your likes, shares, and subscriptions and comments. Oh my gosh, the comments are so beautiful. Thank you. So give us some more. And we all have our own little channels. So you can go if you need help or support. Please don't hesitate to reach out to somebody who can help. And we all are here to help you. So just reach out. We're happy to help you through this ascension. We're big ascension. So until next month, be good to yourselves and bye for now.